So we have one more video here in the training playlist, and I'm amped up for it, guys. I hope you are too. I'm going to be exposing what the 7-figure personal brands, some of my favorite brands, are doing with their personal brand and how they're generating, a 7-figure income from their personal brands.
Yeah. Styling no. Listen, but got pictures with me smiling no. All the things you need, you still want problems though.
Now, before I get into this, guys, I just want you to understand that these processes are processes that you can put in place at a smaller scale. Look, it took these guys years to grow their business. It took them literally sacrifice. It took them a lot of money. It took them a lot of failing to get to where they are. And, a simple course or a playlist is not, I don't care what anybody says, it's not going to make you 7 figures. You are going to make yourself 7 figures. You are going to make yourself 6 figures, and your mindset is going to drive you to do that. So I just want you to understand that really 7 figures is a good goal to have. 6 figures is a great goal to have. But I really want you to think, what if you could, buy the car of your dreams from this? That doesn't require a 6-figure income, right? This could be a side hustle, and you could save up for vacations with the money that you make from your coaching business and your personal brand. Imagine if you could just make $20K a year off your personal brand. Imagine the extra stuff that you could do with it. And its personal brand is really just doing things that you would already want to do anyways, talking about something you love. Imagine if you could make 30, 40, 50, 60, 70K off your personal brand. I just want you guys to understand that, yes, you can dream high, and I am a big proponent of dreaming and shooting for the stars, but think about it this way. If you could make even a little bit of money off of this, wouldn't it be worth it? So I hope you guys enjoyed the playlist. Without further ado, let's get into the final video.
All right, so here you are at the end of the free playlist, and I'm sad to say goodbye, but really looking forward to what this can do for you guys and hearing some of the results. So if you want to stick around for this bonus video, I'm going to be decoding 7-figure personal brands. Greg O'Gallagher from Kinobody, Sam Ovens from Consulting.com, and Ty Lopez. I don't know what his main business is, but he's basically just an entrepreneur, investor, and huge personal brand in the world. So honestly, these guys get a lot of shit, but they've really built up some amazing brands. And people don't like seeing ads, but honestly, as a digital marketer, I have to hand it to these guys. They've done a damn good job at advertising their brands. So I'm not saying they always put out the best stuff. Kinobody, I have actually been in some of his programs, and they're pretty good, but they aren't super in depth, and there aren't a lot of videos. It's just a lot of text I've found. It's good, but not super good. I actually haven't been in any of Sam Ovens' courses, but I'm actually going to be investing in his course very soon. He has a 2K entry-level course, and honestly, I just don't see why not invest in it because his free stuff is just really good. And then Ty Lopez puts out various courses, affiliate products, you name it. He's just a huge personal brand. So I want to show you guys exactly how these guys do it and how they've built 7-figure personal brands. So Greg O'Gallagher of Kinobody. And if you guys remember this diagram here, it's really going to help us to kind of show you how these guys do it exactly. So the way that Greg gets new followers is mainly, from what I've seen, paid video ads, search ads, social media ads, and organic content. And that's basically how he gets them. That's how he draws them in. And then he kind of lays his bait, his blood in the water, is free content on social media and gated content and ads. So he actually offers a free quiz that people can take, and it's super enticing because it shows them how they can get a body of their dreams, and it shows them how they can attract. I think he has a program for women and he has a program for men, but the one I was started with shows you how you can attract women and how you can have a supreme body and a supreme physique and be energetic and do it only working out 3 hours a day. So it's a very enticing offer, and that's his kind of low friction entry point, which is an easy quiz that puts consumers in categories for his products. So the quiz literally, it funnels his potential customers down into a few groups, and basically puts them in a position where they can choose between one of his products. It puts them in a bucket. So I think like there are like three main programs, and they're like the superhero physique program, which is like the ultimate one. There's the Greek god physique, and then there's another one, but I think it's like fat burning or something like that. But it just basically walks them through this and leads them to one of his products, and then that's where he leads into the sale. And basically, for him, it's not coaching services directly, but it's various programs. He actually sells physical exercise equipment, clothing now, I think, and supplements as well. So this just doesn't only work for like coaching services. It also works for selling programs, exercise equipment, clothing, supplements, you name it. Whatever is going to help his customer get to the result they want to get to. And then we have Sam Ovens, the owner of consulting.com. Now, this guy's a huge role model for me. Sam Ovens is probably the best advertiser on the internet right now, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And there are multi-billion dollar companies that just don't understand the algorithms like this guy does. He is a king of algorithms, and to back it all up, he's got like a stellar mindset. So if there's anybody you want to model yourself after a guy like Sam Ovens. He gets a lot of shit too. People call him a scammer and stuff like that, but I don't see how it's a scam, if you ask me. I don't see how anyone selling a good online program is a scam. I just don't get that. So he basically, to get new followers, does paid advertising. He has phenomenal retargeting, which is basically just putting ads in front of people who he already knows are interested. And also multi-channel ads, which is just advertising across everywhere on the internet. So he's always in front of people, and he always has that top-of-mind awareness. And his blood in the water is his webinar offer. This is a huge webinar that he hosts. It's an automated webinar. It's not like it's basically a replay. It's not like a webinar that you go to and it's actually live. It's a replay of his webinar. And he also does some social media content. He doesn't do as much of this as like some of the other guys, especially not as much as Tai Lopez here and as much as Greg, but he does do some social media content as well to layer on with his webinar offer. And then his low friction entry point is literally just getting people to watch through that whole webinar, because the length of the webinar, I think it's like an hour or two. And that basically just qualifies them. And then he also hosts sales calls for some of his higher ticket programs, I think. Now, I don't think he's doing the calls. I think he has like people that he hires doing them, but I'm pretty sure that they do some sales calls for programs. So yeah, pretty awesome model. And then once he actually sells them, he sells them on multiple high ticket courses. I think he has like an entry level course, which is $2,000, and that's the one that I am going to be enrolling in soon. And then he also has in-person events, which range like up to like, I think 5 to 15,000, probably even more now. So yeah, he has to have a good system here to actually sell that high of an item. But you can learn something from this system, right? You can learn something from what Greg has done. And honestly, think about it this way: if you could generate like $50,000 a month, or not a month, a year even, you'd be in good shape. Like, I don't know who you are, but for the most part, like, I know $50,000 would bring the average person to a much higher level, right? And if you could do that talking about something you love, coaching on something you love, building a personal brand around something you love, I don't see how that wouldn't be well worth the while to pursue, at least try to pursue what these guys are doing and what I've given you in this course to show you how to do. And then lastly, Tai Lopez. This guy gets a shit ton of hate. There's all kinds of parodies on the internet about him, and people pretty much just hate him because he's rich. And from what I've heard, his programs are good, but they aren't like stellar. They aren't great. So, you know, I don't know for sure, because I haven't actually invested in his programs, just because I haven't heard amazing things about them. Like, I mean, I think they actually give you like some knowledge, but I don't think they give you like the super in-depth stuff. So Tai Lopez does put out some good free content as well, but he's really kind of the entrepreneur for everyone. He can really relate with everyone, and most of his new followers come from his paid advertising his retargeting and his multi-channel advertising, from what I've researched, that's what it seems like is generating a lot of his followers and his big email lists and whatnot. So his blood in the water is just massive amounts of Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook content, and his free trainings that he puts out. Honestly, like, this guy puts out a ton of stuff, and his videos are always going viral, and he's always hopping on the latest entrepreneurial trends. And I don't know that I would recommend going after something that like he is. I mean, I would just stick with a very low-key niche, but he's literally just focusing on entrepreneurship overall and like self-development overall. So that's what Ty does. As I said, I'd recommend you kind of niche down, but you kind of get an idea of how he gets followers and how he puts the blood in the water. And then you've got his low friction entry point, which is his low ticket programs. I think that there are, some fairly inexpensive ebooks and courses that he puts out that are kind of like mini courses, or like they're just like step-by-step guides. He also puts out case studies, I think, and like free trainings. So those are kind of his ways of getting people in the door for his higher ticket courses and his in-person events. And now Ty Lopez, Sam Ovens, and Greg O'Gallagher are some great personal brands. I recommend you study up on them, learn more about them, and really just start figuring out how you can fit into this system here. Because honestly, I showed you guys how these guys are doing 7 figures with it, but as I said, imagine if you could generate an extra $50,000 a year, or even an extra $20,000 a year. Guys, imagine what that would do for you. We talk all the time about being millionaires, having a 6-figure income, but honestly, a lot of us could really be where we want to be in life just by doing a little bit of work and really monetizing our personal brand. So that's what I want you guys to understand about this playlist. It's probably not going to make millionaires. I mean, it might if it gets big enough, but I mean, it might make 6-figure earners. And at the end of the day, it's probably going to, create a few people who can actually make some money, a couple $1,000s a month, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, right? Because that's what I've done, guys. So I hope that this playlist found you well. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys subscribe and stick around for more content. It's good to surround yourself with people who actually know what they're doing. I don't mean to brag, I really don't, guys, but it's not hard to be better than the best people here on YouTube, because honestly, the best people are just complete shit. Like, I literally just put a shit ton of work into this program and threw it up on YouTube because nobody else is doing it, and I just wanted to stand out. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you soon. Not in the next video because this playlist is over, but I'll see you soon.